For us, it's the gateway to Africa. It's the land of wonderful beaches, dramatic mountains and golden deserts. Welcome to the land of colors. Welcome to Morocco.
It started with the idea to ride motorcycles from our hometown in the Netherlands all the way down to Cape Town in South Africa. In December 2020, it was finally time to make it happen and ride towards new adventures. It is a cold ride through the European Alps in the middle of winter. We made it to the port of Genova in Italy. Let's catch the ferry that brings us to Africa. The moment we ride from the ferry onto Moroccan soil, it's like we are in a different world. In every single way we notice we have left Europe. The contrast is enormous. Thanks to the hospitality of the Moroccans, we feel at ease very quickly. Travel mode is back on, that's for sure. We prepare our journey roughly and mark the things on the map we want to see. In between, we want to ride the nicest roads we can find. Furthermore, we draw a good amount of dirham from the ATM, which is the local currency in Morocco. We buy a couple of SIM cards, we learn some Arabic words, fill up the tanks of our Ténérés, and we are ready to go.
But the question is, where to go first, since there is so much to explore? Well, it's winter time, so let's head for the desert. When we see the sand dunes looming in the distance, we know we get closer to Merzouga. The town is situated at the foothills of Erg Chabi sand dunes, which reach up to 150 meters. It is an exhausting walk to get all the way to the top, but it's definitely worth the effort when you reach it just before sunset. And for those who don't like to walk, there are plenty alternatives, like riding a camel or a dirt bike. I think you can guess which one is our favorite. One of the great things about traveling is meeting fellow travelers on the way. Though we didn't expect to meet many during the COVID pandemic, we bump into a few other overlanders. Sometimes we already know each other from Instagram at the moment we meet. How cool is that? But of course it's more fun to meet in real life and have a Berber whiskey together. Since drinking alcohol is not in the culture of the Moroccans, a cup of tea is as far as it gets. We all desire to travel further to the south to discover more of Africa. But unfortunately, the border to Mauritania, which is the only gateway to the south, is closed at the moment. So there is no way to travel further than Morocco for now. But hey, let's see things from the bright side. It gives us more time to discover this beautiful country.
Until here, most of the roads we took were paved. A couple of kilometers behind Merzouga the road ends. The real adventure is about to start now. From here, we have to find our own way through the desert. We worship the gods who invented GPS. We navigate with our mobile phones. The app we use is Osmand. We downloaded some tracks through the Sahara. Basically, it's a matter of picking a route and stay on the line you see on the map. This way you'll be fine. At least if you're able to keep your bike upright on the demanding tracks. The gnarly parts are the riverbeds, covered with fesh. It's like riding through a bowl of flour, which makes handling your bike, let's say, challenging. At first, it's a bit awkward to ride the heavy loaded bikes through the sand. Luckily, it doesn't take long to get the hang of it. From that moment on, both time and miles fly by. We are having a blast on some of the old Dakar Rally tracks.
It's so bumpy.
While we continue southeast, we pass by several military posts. They are here to protect the border area. At a certain point, one of the soldiers tells us we cannot go any further. We will get too close to the Algerian border, which is covered with landmines. Morocco has an estimated 200,000 landmines on its territory. Though it's tempting to continue, we follow the soldier's words. From this point, we go back to civilization. After more than 700 kilometers of unpaved adventures, our tires hit the tarmac again.
For a change, we visit some of Morocco's cities every now and then. To get there, we make our way through the chaotic traffic, all the way down to the old town, which is called Medina. Let's have a look on the inside of the Medina of Fez. It's a world on its own. It seems like time has stood still within the old city walls. We wander around through the tiny alleys and admire the old crafts. You can really feel that every city has a Medina with its own atmosphere.
Shawan is a blue town. Chef Shawan mean lock Shawan. This is Berber language.
Outside the Medina, there are some very modern neighborhoods around. These are the places where we meet with local motorcyclists. It's great fun to escape the busy cities together with the locals and be guided through the backyards, which they obviously know like the back of their hands. We know Morocco is known to be the land of colors, but this is something we did not expect. Colored rocks? It's the work of a Belgian artist. With the permission of King Hassan II, he brought 18 tons of paint to the mountains. And together with a team of firefighters, they created this piece of art. In the distance, we can already see the snow-capped mountains. Snow might not be the first thing that comes to your mind when you think of Morocco, but during winter, however, the high mountain peaks are covered in white. The Moroccans keep the main mountain passes open all year around. That makes it possible to enjoy the beauty of the Atlas Mountains even in the winter. Okay, maybe not always. There might be a moment that you have to turn around and wait a day, sometimes two, before they clean the road again.
Right up to 3,000 meters, they said. The view is amazing, they said.
Further up in the Atlas Mountains, you can find the most photographed road of this country. It's the road through the Gorge du Dades. Even though it's a beautiful road to ride, we do prefer the unpaved roads, which lead us to the most remote areas.
Sometimes we are wondering if there is ever going to be an end to this dramatic scenery in Morocco. I mean, look at this. We are riding through the middle of the Atlas at the moment, and we had high expectations of this route because a lot of people told us this is the most beautiful route in Morocco, and we can definitely tell. Morocco at its best.
Okay, let's see, because this is gonna be a little tough.
We are lucky there is a detour.
Make sure you don't wait too long if you like to ride one of these roads yourself, as the Moroccan government works hard on their infrastructure. Most of the current off-road mountain passes will be covered with broad lanes of tarmac in a few years from now. We exchanged our motorcycle boots for some proper hiking boots. Ready to climb all the way up to the highest point of Morocco. Mount Toubkal is North Africa's highest mountain with an altitude of 4,167 meters above sea level. The second hiking day we started at 5 o'clock in the morning from the base camp.
Woo! Almost there.
We were just in time to see the sunrise at the summit.
We did it! Wow! Definitely worth getting up at 4 o'clock in the morning.
Sahara. From the top we go back to where it all started, sea level. We ride down to the coast at the Atlantic Ocean. Morocco's coastline is very diverse, from high cliffs to wide beaches and everything in between. It's a great place to unwind. It is also known for its strong winds. Great for wind and kite surfers, not so much for motorcyclists. To top a day off at the coast, you can enjoy some delicious seafood. Did we already tell you how amazing the food is in Morocco? You will love it if you are a food junkie. Moroccan cuisine is finger-licking good. It is famous for its tagine dishes. When traveling, it's easy to lose count of days. At least make sure you know when it's Friday, for it's the day when couscous is on the menu everywhere. It's one of those good old Moroccan traditions. You gotta sacrifice the delicious Moroccan food from time to time to spend a night in the wild. You can camp almost anywhere you like, whether it's in the mountains, the desert, the forest, or on the beach. We haven't got any experience being disturbed. Apart from some passing shepherds, we didn't meet anyone while camping. No matter how much we enjoy Morocco, our goal is still to cross the African continent. In the 6 months we were locked up in Morocco, the border to Mauritania remained closed, and it doesn't look like this border will open anytime soon. Luckily, the borders towards Europe opened up again. It gives us the opportunity to change our plans. Let's head back to Europe. We feel a bit sad to ride up north instead of south. At the other hand, we are very excited about our new plans. After 6 months in Morocco, we are back at the port of Tangier to take the ferry back to Italy.
That's it! 6 months Morocco, our last hour.
The ferry might bring us closer to home, but this is definitely not the end of our journey.
If you want to know more about our new adventures, make sure you subscribe down below.
Thank you for watching. See you next time. Bye.